class resources for this class? Well, you have your readings online, and they're all going to be on Brightspace, either as a PDF or as a link through the Baruch Library or just to the web in general for all our readings. So there's no textbook, nothing you have to buy. We also have a class YouTube channel, probably where you're watching this video right now. But overall, we don't utilize that too much since we do have face-to-face classes. Our primary resource, um, aside from those readings posted to Brightspace, is going to be our Zoom room. Now, class and office hours are going to be held on Zoom. I'll have links on Brightspace. They should stay the same the whole semester. If there are issues, I'll change them around. But if that happens, I will notify you, so don't worry. Now, I use a waiting room and password for security, and I do ask that you use your Baruch email or CUNY email to log into Zoom. You all have accounts through Baruch, so make sure you're logging in when you get into class, because I do require registration and sorry, I do require registered emails, I think is how Zoom terms it. But whatever it is, sign in on Zoom using your Baruch credentials or CUNY credentials. I won't be recording our class. That I feel is important because we talk about a lot of controversial issues, and I don't want to stifle open discussion of them by having people feel like they're sort of on the record. I also worry that it may discourage you all from turning on microphones or cameras if you know you're being recorded. I do not require camera or microphone use during class, but I strongly encourage it. Um, it definitely improves the quality of our class discussions, and students have said they get more out of the class when they choose to speak and be seen. Now, if you choose not to use a camera or unmute yourself, that does not excuse you from participation. You must still participate. In that case, you'll use the chat feature, and I will read out the chats at sort of as it works within the class discussion, so your views will be heard by the whole class. But I do really encourage you to use your microphone at least, and to hopefully turn on your cameras. Now, again, no matter how you are participating, you must actively participate for the whole class session. I will post weekly participation grades on Brightspace, so you'll get an idea of how I think you're doing in the class throughout and what you can be doing better or what should stay the same. Now, I do require camera and microphone use during your final presentations, and not just for your presentation. When your classmates are participating, you need to have your camera on. Obviously, you want to mute your microphone, but you'll need your camera on. If you are concerned about that requirement, please let me know as soon as possible so we can discuss alternatives. And overall with Zoom, I do expect you to be able to participate in live polls, which means you may have to log in from a laptop or desktop computer. I think tablets usually work well with polls. Oftentimes cell phones don't. So you should be logging in on a computer. There will also be times when I'll ask you to collaborate on a Google document or use Padlet. So again, you really do need to be on a computer to participate in the class. If you are going to be on the camera or unmuted, it's also helpful to be in a space where you can do that, right? So if you're in a library, you probably can't unmute. So maybe library is not the best place to be taking the class. If you are in a really noisy place like Starbucks, it's going to probably, again, be somewhere where you're not going to want to unmute because it's going to be too noisy. So again, probably not the best place to take the class. Now, if you have concerns about this, let me know as soon as possible. You can do that by email or in class the first week, because I know with online classes, sometimes that sort of access to a quiet space for Zoom is a bit challenging. Also, maybe access to laptop or desktop is a little bit challenging. But again, it is absolutely required for the final presentation. So if that is an issue, let me know now so that we can either work out an alternative or you can switch to another class section. Now, for information on how to access your Zoom account so you can be registered and get into the class, you can find it here. Baruch has a how-to guide.